Gestinanna, bookkeeper of the underworld, an ominous name for this very, very ancient goddess. She was associated with agriculture, fertility, and dream interpretation, and comes to us from ancient Mesopotamian cultures. She is identified in the myth of Inanna's descent into the underworld. Her abode is in heaven for half the year, and the remaining half she spends in Kur, which is the underworld. Her parents are the god Enki and Ninhursag, and her brother is the deity known as Dimuzi. Her consort is Ningiszida, and her name literally translates into meaning vine of heaven in its native Sumerian tongue. She is a very, very ancient Mesopotamian goddess who represents agriculture and fertility. But her story would be a very different story for this type of deity. She unwittingly becomes entangled in the myth of Inanna's descent into the underworld after her brother had been dragged to hell to stand in Inanna's place. And Inanna decreed that his sister, Gestinanna, would share the burden with her brother. And thus she was condemned to spend 6 months of the year in the underworld. And the Sumerians believed that when she was in heaven and Dumuzi was in Kur, the earth became dry and barren, and thus causing the season of summer. So an important deity in her connection to her brother, and this story, which is somewhat of a representation of the Greek myth of the seasons as well, with the goddess Demeter and her daughter being taken to the underworld, and that being the motive for the season. And there are other tales within mythology that speak of like stories that are very similar in their context of a descent into the underworld and the rebirth being represented at springtime. We will explore further connections between this deity and others that are like her. For more information about the deities we discuss here, you can investigate our videos on Inanna, Gilgamesh, the Sumerian Kings list, and also Dumuzi. I'll include the links in the description below. And as always, thank you for stopping at Ninhursag Chronicles. Please like and subscribe.